Tonsenart Toys Trunks, both version A and B. I did fork over the cash to get both because I want the base hair and face plates from this, but I prefer these colors for the costume. But either way, oh, I'm so glad to see these. I love how the packaging looks so premium. The ship to Windows, it doesn't exactly look like ShFiguarts, but it's also not ShFiguarts. In the box, and also wanted to show the back here. It looks really empty at the back, but it just feels weird. Look at this. I don't know, but let's crack it open. Oh god, I'm so excited. Nothing else in the box. See that display here, and then the effects are in just their own bag. You can see here every piece is the exact same, put in the exact same spot, and these are different colors. I like this one better for sure. It's cool to have about 2 of them. Just put that aside. I don't really need anything out of there. And there is a shell on top of this. That's always nice. And ooh, that looks so good. He doesn't seem to have any plastic like the official figures do. And oh, okay, so he does feel, I'm trying to turn the thigh, it is a little tight. And I did see on Instagram, someone posted how theirs did break right there. And he said to make sure you heat him up. So I'm gonna let you know too. Heat up this figure before you play with him, because that's tight for me already. And I am gonna go heat that up real quick. After I heat that up, it is all good. You can hear it is definitely very tight. So I might pop that out and put some grease in it. I probably recommend that for most of these joints, because this right here feels pretty tight too. That lower elbow. Yeah, it's pretty tight. Oh, he looks good. And already he feels awesome. Like the quality. This is definitely a quality figure. Okay, I'm putting him down. I recently got my Beast Deities Goku here, Kong Studios. And this Tonsenart feels way better quality than this does. Look at that wobbles too. This doesn't even wobble. He is sturdy, he's a little squeaky. I have my regular trunks here as well, and I say they're pretty similar. This one also feels a lot heavier than this does. I kind of like this, actually. This is pretty nice. There definitely is a lot of room in the chest right there. So he might, and oh, there's some gapping for sure too. But he might not have had to make the chest as big as he did. Because, I mean, I'm also seeing it. The chest does seem a bit big, but I think it's because the overlay is on there. It's a soft piece and it does get out of the way for sure. So this comic book hair looks more like the hair that comes with Trunks. I did wash mine with gold paint though, and it actually still doesn't compare to the gold paint on this anime version. And that looks really good. And this one is taller than, oh, he does look a bit taller. Sitting down here, and he is a bit taller. I'm probably not standing him up to be as straight as he could, but yeah, he's taller for sure. Definitely looks like he has longer legs, is what it is. Okay, so I laid out all the accessories here so I can show you the difference. And I think I like this hair, this color, a lot better than these ones, but this base head is only the one head. It's only this one face, while these guys get way more each. Okay, so of course the accessories are mostly the same. The big difference with both of them are the face plates. They both get same type of sword, but they're 2 different colors. Same with the jackets, are 2 different colors. Which this one's supposed to be the manga version, but The anime version only has 3 total head sculpts for the Super Saiyan hair. And then they also each have an equal counterpart in the base hair, in the base form. So then he gets 3 extra heads in base form because each release has 9 faceplates total. And here is this Super Saiyan hair between the 2 of them. I like this one a lot better. Like, this just looks great. And then also, the base here is a lot different too. But since the anime has more base faceplates, it has an extra bit of hair for the base form too. And the other release is the opposite. It has an extra hair piece for Super Saiyan. But I actually don't recognize a difference between the two. I think this one that came on it is jumping up a lot more. So maybe he's powering up with this hair, and this year's hair you're supposed to keep on here. But Tamashii did the same thing with their Super Saiyan hair, and it's way more obvious because this power up effect has a lot more hair on it than this one does. So I don't know. I think that one Tamashii did better. Super Saiyan faceplates from this guy. So he comes, you can see the same 3 faceplates, but then he comes with 2 extra. So these ones are pretty split down the middle. For the base form, he has 4. For Super Saiyan, he has 5. So he gets this extra faceplate, which is the same face as this one, making these the 4 main head sculpts, the 4 main face sculpts. And then he has 1 extra over here. And then of course he has matching faceplates for all those. So he has the 4 main faceplates, very split down to even on the manga release, plus 1 extra here. So I definitely like to ditch these ones for my trunks on the shelf, and of course ditch these ones. And now doing both the better versions of either form, we get the 4 base faceplates. And then as for extra faceplates, the base form gets 2 of them. He has a happy face, and then he has a crying face. So these 2 are completely unique faceplates to the anime version. And this one is the only unique, very unique faceplate to the manga version. And he's just kind of freaked out. So this is right here is why you want to buy both versions, so you have all the best faceplates. So that's 9, 10. So there's 11 total faceplates. I want to bring in all the hands from the anime version to compare them to the Tamashii hands, because you can see that the flesh tone is nearly identical on these 2, but the manga version has a bit of a darker, maybe redder skin tone. So, oh, and also these hands are compatible. Like you can swap them. So they both have just regular fists, and then they both have fists, hands to hold the sword. But the Tamashii version has a second pair of hands to hold the sword, which I think come apart. Well, this is it's at a little bit more of an angle than this hand is. This hand's straight, this one's at an angle. So, I mean, the angle ones are definitely better, but having 2 pairs of hands that only do one thing, it's completely useless. I don't know why they included this, so that's dumb. That's dumb. So we don't need to talk about those. And then he has these kind of weird graspy hands, right? And then the Tamashii has similar hands, but are way more, like, I feel like there's more power coming out of them. But these are specifically to recreate his burning attack. Tamashii has these hands, to recreate the burning attack, which are straight out where he actually releases the energy, or he uses his hand to kill Frieza. And the Tonsen version also has that same exact hands, except the Tamashii version's at way more of an angle, which is way more anime accurate. And then this one's just straight ahead, so I think Tamashii one's better, for sure. And then finally, Tamashii has these kind of graspy, power releasing hands. And then the Tonsen version has these like really sprayed out hands, which look more like 2.0 hands. And then finally, Tonsen has these specific hands that hold on to the scabbard. I don't think they work though, because they don't really hold the weight of the scabbard. It'll hold its own weight when you put it on there like that, but it doesn't hold the scabbard, which kind of sucks. So those are basically the extra hands that come with Tonsen. And then you have the fist. We don't need the fist there. He has these sword holding hands, right, which are already the same angle as these, so we don't need those. And then these are unique enough compared to these ones. And then he has these ones, but these ones are better. So I'll put those with the Tonsen, these with the Tonsen, and then these hands are straight better. So these hands are better than the Tonsen versions, for sure. So I'll put those with my Tonsen version, with my Tonsen toy. And then these are, you know, different enough hands that I think they can be put in this pile. So combining these two figures, we get a total of 9 pairs of hands. And nothing is completely redundant. So yeah. And then if I bring the camera back up, I also swapped the jacket from the manga version. And then now as for the sword, I much prefer the scabbard color on the Tamashii version. As for the actual blade, I like the Tonsen version better. Silver looks way better. And then this color for the leather handle is definitely way more appealing. But the swords can't be swapped. The Tonsen one is bigger. But it also has like a lot of mold flash on it. So I'm going to keep the Tamashii one, because the Tamashii one can be wrapped around Tonsen, for sure. And yeah, so I'm going to keep that version for my shelf version, for my shelf trunks. The Tonsen ones, I actually kind of want to go over this. So the magnet that Tonsen was advertising, it kind of falls off when you keep playing with him. See, there you go. All right, it keeps getting knocked off because the magnet's not that strong. So he'll sit there, and if it comes undone, you can easily just put it back. But it'll get annoying when you're playing with it. But for damn sure, this top one, which is a peg, which is the opposite kind of peg as the Tamashii, that holds still. Like, that does not come out. Like, I kind of gotta rip it out. I really wish Tonsen did both of these as this peg, because I don't think it would rip out at all, and it'd be kind of perfect. But that's not how it is, so you know, well. Also, I love the colors on this manga sword. I don't think it feels like Trunks, but it looks awesome. So, I fiddled around with this guy and really opened him up. Unfortunately, this figure has a lot of mold flash all over it that I had to cut off. So, bringing your X-Acto knife, I really loosened up this figure, right? Because I put grease on every single one of these joints. And that's no exaggeration. This hinge right here is only the actual hinge. The ball joint's not really moving. Oh, wait. Yeah, you can hear that. It's like snapping when it moves. It's clicking. That's not right. That's really tight. And I can... Ooh, that was a butterfly. So, what I'm going to tell you to do... Grab some grease. This is my silicone grease. It has tape on it because it broke. Torso. Now this is what Tonsen was giving us. For starters, of course, you know. There's a lower wrist right here. And the head is actually really movable It's all that lower of the dumbbell. But again, the tolerances are so close that the neutral for the neck is all the way back it's gonna go. And you can't really get much closer. It can go down still though. Unfortunately, you can see that this neck goes down so far that it just hits that. But also, this part here is as thin as it's ever going to be. So you can't really cut it down and move it out of the way. And the butterfly goes really far forward. Because, like, look how far that cut is. Actually, Tonsenart was really advertising this before he released the figure. But the chest piece ends right there and doesn't connect with the traps. And it goes at a really sharp angle. Mine's actually bent a little bit. It came like that. It's a little white at the tip. And that was really unnecessary. And I actually don't like how far the butterflies go up because you can't move the butterfly in like that and also have the neck go in. I mean, it doesn't really matter anyway because the top of the neck gets so much movement. But I keep finding myself fiddling with the butterflies and the neck, trying to keep them from running into each other, from keeping me from moving one part, whatever. Like, look how far that goes. When I actually get to move, put the neck go in deeper to the chest, but then I can't really get the butterfly in it. And he only goes like that far up, so there's a little gap still there. And then this way he only whatever, it only goes that far, and still there's a little gap right there. And then also, if I bring in this one, there's the strap from the shirt that still makes a gap. So there's no need to not have them connect. Having that stop right there to separate the butterfly and the neck would just be better. And then this method does nothing. That's really the only complaint I have about this Tonsenart figure. And if I'm talking about flaws, the jacket version, that's actually since I'm talking about it, that's why I bought two. That's why I bought the second one. And so that I could have one with the jacket. So this doesn't need to change. The only thing that needs to change is this. Unfortunately, other than the head, every other joint is incompatible. One is always, we can't swap the shoulders because, you know, that one's just way bigger. The same goes for the butterfly right here. I'm actually going to cut out this socket right here and then put in the socket from the trunks. So I haven't taken apart trunks yet to see how that all works. Tonsenart is all just one piece, so I'll probably stick a bar in there, a spine piece, glue it all together, and it looks like it should fit. It doesn't. The chest is too big for this jacket. It just squeezes too much. Which, if it was a Bojack trunks, that would, well, that's the wrong one. That would work pretty well. And it can go on there, but again, it's just a little too tight. So what I want to do is ditch that piece, so I'm not too upset about ripping it. And then have this be how trunks looks. You know, it fits a lot better. I'm gonna sculpt my own tank top, and then I'm also going to put this neck piece on here, make the chest a little smaller, so he looks maybe a little younger, a little weaker than this figure, which is supposed to be him at the end of the series. And then I'll have my kind of my perfect trunks. Oh, I didn't realize that ball joint stayed up in there. I should put some grease up in there. Okay, and here is that custom trunks finished. I swapped the pants because I like this color right here. This is the Tonsenart sword. Because of the jacket, I can't really fit the Tamashii sword on there. Because I don't know if I think I showed you a second ago, but this sword just barely fits on here. Like, I kind of gotta squeeze it on. But with the jacket there, it's too much mess. And I actually really had to condense down this torso. But yeah, he moves just about the same. He can get his arms forward like that. Yeah, see, yeah, okay. I think this one still does a little bit more though. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. And then take off his jacket for you. As I'm sure you saw earlier, all I did really, for the most part, was just stuff this these sockets in there, and then I actually used a butterfly, glued it up on top right there, and cut that down. So the most important thing for putting this jacket on, if you're doing this custom, is lower down the traps as much as you can and compress the sides of the boobs in. The front doesn't matter too much. I did push mine in. I definitely recommend this this figure. I don't know if it's still in stock anywhere. I pre-ordered mine, and I think for this version, or no, this version is out of stock on the May store, which is where I bought mine. Well, that's about it. I'll see ya.
A little bit of loneliness, a little bit of disregard, handful of complaints, but I can't help the fact that everyone can see these scars. I am what I want you to want, what I want you to feel, but it's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you to just believe this is real. So let go, watching you turn your back like you always do, face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got.